Hi there, John McCoy with the Texarkana, Arkansas recycling facility. Wanted to take just a moment today on behalf of the city to kind of outline the recycling program, what we do and what we need recyclers to do, preferably before you arrive at the recycling center. First of all, let me go through the things that we're able to take. We're able to take newspaper, newspaper, shredded paper, and then your junk mail, copy paper, and magazines. We ask that be separated into the proper bins when you get to the facility. So if you're recycling at home, it's a good deal to have a good thing to have a box. For example, for newsprint, it's a good thing to have a box or a plastic bag with your shredded paper, and then your junk mail, copy paper, and magazines. That way, when you come, you can just dump it in respective bins and move right on down the line, and you're not here in the heat of the day when it's 100 degrees trying to separate each of that, okay? And then when we move down, cardboard. Cardboard is what I call, your boxes you're getting from Amazon Prime, all your shipping boxes, all those sorts of things, into the cardboard box. We ask that boxes be flattened, and then that way you can just drop them right down into the bin. Larger boxes such as, appliance boxes, washers, dryers, microwaves, refrigerators, you can just break that material down flat, and oftentimes you can just leave it at the side of the bin as opposed to trying to stuff it down in the barrel. Sometimes it fills up pretty quickly, and sometimes it's just hard to get those bigger boxes into the recycling bin, and then quite frankly it's hard to get them out when we're ready to process that material, okay? Just a couple of more things real quick. Just house cleaning items. If you've never been here before, even if you've been here before, it's good to take just a second to read through the signs. We have the bins labeled. The signs in front of the bins are what goes into that particular blue bin, okay? Anything mixed with that creates a problem for us, and we actually have to go in and either fish that out or take it back in the back if it's contaminated a bunch, dump it out on the floor and get that all sorted. So it's real important that the proper items go into the proper bins, and we talked about that. But when you arrive, make sure you separate your items into the proper bins as we talked about. Don't dump your stuff out on the ground. Somebody's got to bend over and pick that up. Again, if you bring it in a sack and the bins happen to be full or whatever, you can certainly just leave that material bagged, set it down in the concrete over out of the way, and we'll process that material when we go get to it. It's really a lot easier, to be honest with you, if you bring your material bagged and it's clean, raw, dry material. It's easier for us to handle. That way we're not touching specific items, especially when it comes to plastic or the cans, okay? But we're able to take the paper, as we talked about, the cardboard, aluminum drink cans we're able to take. Again, we ask that folks simply give those a rinse and a couple of slings to make sure they're empty. Don't bring your full cans of Coke or alcoholic beverages or whatever it is that you're consuming and just dump them into the bin without them being emptied. It makes a mess, so we ask that you do that. Aluminum drink cans. The metal cans run into here like your kitchen cook cans. If you open up a box of lasagna from the frozen freezer section at the store, you open up a can of green beans or something, go with that. Just rinse out that can, put it in the box, and when you come up, you can just dump it in here, and then that way we know that the material's been rinsed out, and it's clean, and there's nothing to contaminate it or make the place smell, okay? Milk jugs is a big thing. Really important that you take your milk jugs and, when the milk's out of them or the kid's juice is out of them or whatever it is, make sure you go ahead and rinse those out. Make sure they're empty with no leftover residue in them. And that really makes it easy for us to process the material. It's clean, it doesn't smell, it's not leaking all over the place, and it just makes for the opportunity to come out with a clean, tight bale that we're able to process and move forward, okay? That's extremely important. Sometimes you get it where folks haven't rinsed out the milk out of them and dried them, and it becomes a mess and it smells, and it's just it's really, quite frankly, nasty to deal with, and we don't want to do that. Recycling is all about clean, raw material, dry material. That's real important. And then we get to the clear plastic drink bottles, okay? It's the other kind of plastic that we're able to accept, okay? As you can see, this one has a little bit of water in the bottom of it. If you'll simply just, when you're finished with it, just give it a couple of slings and put your lid back on it. That goes a long ways because, again, this material leaches out into our machine, and our base plates that we use to hold the bales together, they get wet, they fall apart in the process, and it makes for a little bit of a mess. and it doesn't create as clean a bale coming out of the machine. So that helps us out a whole bunch. As far as colored plastic, we're unable to accept this at this time, okay? The only thing we're able to take are the clear plastic drink bottles, anything clear in plastic that you would drink out of, and then the milk jugs over here that we pointed out that comes with milk, kids, juice, lemonade, and those sorts of things. But the colored plastic we're unable to move at this point. There hasn't been a market for that in quite some time. China was taking about 65-70% of our domestic plastic at one point from facilities like this. They're no longer doing that at this time, although we anticipate that coming back at some point in the future. But right now, the plastic drink bottles that you drink out of, clear plastic drink bottles, and then the milk jugs. Just to let everybody know, before COVID hit, we were doing about 180 tons a year out of this facility with a truck and a trailer and a guy. That translates into almost 400,000 pounds of recyclable material that comes through this facility that we're able to bale and move to the next level, and that's saving space in your landfill. So that's a quick rundown of the recycling center. We appreciate folks taking the time to watch this, digest the information, and you're welcome to come through. We're here Monday through Friday from 7 until 3:30 in the afternoon. That's Monday through Friday. And then the second Saturday of each month from 8 o'clock in the morning until 1. So we hope this information will help you. And we just kind of want to share what we're doing here at the Recycling Center. It's a great program for the community. It's a great opportunity for your recycle. If you don't, we'd encourage you to do so, again, because we're able to save that material from going to the landfill, and we're actually able to bale that, get it to the next level. And newspaper, or I should say paper and cardboard, that material, as I understand it, is recycled indefinitely. So, I mean, so if it comes back to your house as a box today, you recycle, it comes back to your house as a box, and you can do that forever, as I understand it. So, real important aspects, and it really doesn't take a whole lot to do. Just set up the bins in your, at your carport, in your garage, wherever, and dump the items, separate the items into the particular boxes or bins or plastic crates, whatever it is you have. Load them up every week or a couple of weeks come by. You spend 30 seconds dumping your material in the bins, and you're good to go. So I hope this helps today. Again, John McCoy from the Texarkana, Arkansas Recycling Program.